Hi, I'm Jeni Whitmore. Before Miami, Toronto, fashion, or any of the complicated relationships that came later, there was Austin and there was Dean. Dean and I grew up together. He wasn't the wealthy investor people see now, and I wasn't building a clothing company. We were simply best friends who knew each other before life became ambitious and complicated. Dean has always been driven. Even when we were young, he had this ability to focus on something and make the rest of the world disappear until he achieved it. He eventually attended the University of Texas, where football became a major part of his life. My ambitions were taking me somewhere different. I had set my sights on Parsons School of Design in New York City. Fashion wasn't something I saw as a hobby or a glamorous fantasy. I wanted to understand design, construction, fabric, business, and everything required to turn an idea into something a woman could actually wear. New York opened an entirely different world for me. It was also during that chapter of my life that I met Michael. Michael became important to me, and for a while, I believed I understood the direction my life was taking. But life rarely develops exactly the way we expect. People grow, ambitions change, and sometimes the future you once pictured no longer fits the person you are becoming. Eventually, my work took me to Toronto. That was where I began building my clothing company. Starting a fashion business sounds exciting when you describe it afterward. Living through it is different. There are designs that don't work, production problems, financial decisions, sleepless nights, and moments when you wonder whether anyone will ever understand what you're trying to create. Dean understood. He believed in the company before there was much evidence that anyone else should. He helped me financially, but more importantly, he treated my business like it deserved to exist. He never approached it as a favor for an old friend. He expected me to build something real, make intelligent decisions, and become capable of standing on my own. That is one of the things people misunderstand about Dean. He helps people, but he doesn't ask them to remain dependent on him. He gives them the resources to become stronger. By the time Miami brought us back into each other's lives, we were no longer the two children who grew up together in Austin. Dean had built his world. I had built mine. But the history between us was still there. The loyalty, the trust, the memories, and the knowledge that we knew each other before anyone else understood who we might become. Now I'm entering a new chapter involving fashion, friendship, business, and emotions that are not always easy to explain. I'm Jeni Whitmore, creative, loyal, determined, and my story in Sextduction, a Miami love story, is only beginning.